This is really long. We're gonna skip through it. Where's it? Is this a jail? Wait, this is a jail?
I'm miserable.
This guy is so fucked.
Everyone's watching me.
No, oh my, dude, they're gonna beat the shit out of him. Holy fuck, dude, you're literally living in that dog kennel. This is literally a dog kennel, dude. Holy fuck.
These are Ranil's last steps under the watch of the guards. Once he enters the cell block, responsibility for the newbie falls to one of his fellow prisoners.
Oh no, wait, okay, they're inside,
The cell leader.
Oh my god.
He decides when Ranil eats, when he gets to go outside, and where he sleeps. Ranil's new home, a 200...
Oh my god. See, normally I'd say it's probably a good thing that you have like a bunch of homies in like one jail cell. I know there's a lack of privacy, but at least like you'll be mentally stimulated because you have like people to talk to and stuff like that. You guys can like, I don't know, like make up some games, play fucking Dungeons and Dragons, right? Like, dude, can you imagine like having like a DM in this situation? It would be fucking amazing. Like, dude, that would actually be so clutch if one of the dudes was a DM in there, man. Dude. But like, you know, I'd say like it's probably like that's probably better to like actually like have other people. But like in his case specifically, they're gonna fucking hate him because he fucked around, right? He fucked around with their country. So it's like, dude, they're probably gonna beat the shit out of him, right?
170 square foot cell inhabited by 69 inmates. It's the cell for new arrivals, regardless of whether they're drug dealers or murderers. Everyone starts here. In one of the jail's
okay, so this is just a start. Okay, guys, this is just a starting area. This is a starting area. This is the starter zone, the jail starter zone.
Get up there. You're new, so you sleep up there. Go on.
The stuffiest place, the very top in the corner, where the heat accumulates, where the air consists of sweat and frustration.
Dude, this guy is so fucking cooked, dude. This guy is so cooked. Holy shit.
Being here is terribly stressful. I've never been anywhere like this before.
Starting now, Ranil must stay in the cell for 15 days. He can only go out.
What do you guys think? Do you think he lasts 15 days in here? What do you guys think? Or do you think he's gonna cry and he's gonna crash out in 15 days? Do you think he goes 15 days without crashing out? What do you guys think? Without crying? Crash out?
Outside when the cell leader lets him and accompanies him. Ranil has no say in the matter. Only those who
Dude, this guy fucked around in the wrong country.
Holy shit. South Cotabato Jail. The biggest problem? The jail is utterly overcrowded.
This guy went straight for the high difficulty zone. In the fucking round.
Designed for about
he should have went to Japan first. Got a little bit acclimated first. He went straight for the high level zone and got fucked.
600 inmates. 1,618 prisoners are doing time.
High level PvP
about
server.
150 of them are in so-called punishment cells. Cells that are always locked. For dangerous criminals, repeat offenders, or sick inmates. The oldest are in a separate wing for seniors. Also in a separate wing, apart from the men, are 400 women. Essential for survival are the jail's kitchen, the prayer room, and the visiting area, which is open once a week. The entire compound is patrolled by only 5 guards.
They have 5 guards only. What the fuck?
And their hands are tied. 20 public servants.
Holy fuck.
2,000 inmates. An unfair fight. Rodrigo Baludio has been a jailer at South Cotabato Jail for 18 years.
They probably got automatic rifles, dude.
It is his job to keep the peace. But he must always keep 3 things in mind. The danger to his men, corruption, and maintaining a distance between guards and prisoners.
I don't let the guards enter the compound. Their contact with the prisoners should be minimal. Some of the inmates could develop a personal relationship.
Derpa Derp says the prisoners have to grow their own food? Oh my god, dude.
With them. no matter what crime they've committed.
Holy shit.
Can lead to other problems.
Yeah, he jumped on the hardcore server like right away.
One of the only jobs left is to monitor the outer walls. The guards must rely above all on security cameras and on the hierarchy within the prison walls, because the jail is ruled from within. For Baludio, that's a mental strain.
I'm always under pressure. Every time my phone rings, I get goosebumps. I know that a call means problems, that something has happened inside, and I have to solve the problem as fast as possible.
Fights, escape attempts, hunger strikes. Baludio has seen it all, but he can't change the situation in the jail. His people go inside the walls only twice a day to do a head count. It's 4 p.m., about 2,000 prisoners all in one space, and one guard to count them.
Dude, they can totally rush that guy. If it's just one dude, they could totally rush him. They probably don't fuck around because they probably know that like you fuck around, you're gonna instantly get shot.
45, 50, 55, 60, 61.
The guard seems rather like a minion of those who are actually in control here. If Ronnie breaks the law on the outside, he ends up in jail. Inside, he pays with his life. The one with the power to decide is known as the President, El Presidente. He is the boss in South Cotabato Jail.
We have rules here, and you will follow them. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Dude, they got that good old fucking elderly man telling the kids to stop fucking around.
Respect me and do what the marshals and I tell you. Then you'll be fine.
The hierarchy is clear. On top, the president and his helpers, the so-called marshals, armed with clubs.
Wait, are the marshals also prisoners? Wait, is that guy also a prisoner? So they basically got like the prisoners and they're like, okay, like you're like the leader prisoner, you're the leader prisoner, and then like you get like special privileges or whatever. And then he recruits like, dude, they have like a gang inside of the prison, but it's like a gang, a sanctioned gang. Dude, that's crazy.
Newbies, like Ronnie.
I thought it's just an old man. Like, stop fucking around.
Otherwise, the only way to power is money. Prisoners with money can buy what they need to survive. Cigarettes, food from the jail's kiosk.
Yeah, it's like One Piece, but like, yeah, they're like the fucking warlords, yeah.
And above all, fresh water.
Oh my God, you have to buy water. They have a fucking prison economy and you have to buy water?
Those who can't afford it have to drink groundwater. On the tropical Philippines, with an average temperature of 35 degrees Celsius, this is a dangerous proposition.
Oh my God.
It's easy to catch diseases like tuberculosis, and whoever gets sick gets locked away in total isolation due to fear of epidemics. A fear that one man in the jail doesn't have. Gleserio de Pedro. In the jail, he is known as El Presidente.
Okay, so he is in the jail. Yeah.
Number one.
Okay, guys, listen. I was gonna just watch this a little bit just to look at the freaking conditions in the jail, but I'm kind of like interested now. I just wanted to know like what Vitaly was gonna like, what he was up against, but now I'm kind of like I kind of want to watch it now.
People have to respect me.
Dude.
Then I treat them well. If they listen to me and follow the rules, then I help them with their problems.
This is like my favorite kind of video, by the way. I love like this happens to me all the time on YouTube. Where I'll see a video, and then it'll make me interested in something, so I'll watch another video, and then I end up watching like a 1 hour documentary on it. But it's like really good anyway, because like it helps me like with creativity, right? Because then now I'm looking at this. I'm like, what if I had a jail? What if I had a jail and like other interesting structures for like how to do a jail in like a fantasy world, right?
Grisero de Pedro
These are like great ideas, right? Like that you can find inspiration in real life.
has been in South Cotabato Jail for 13 years. In this time, he has become the most powerful man in the jail. The reason? His wealthy family. And wealth is both power and a status symbol.
Is he really?
Hindi naman iba sa akin yung...
I'm here for murdering my nephew.
Bro, straight up murdered his nephew, but he's like, I'm the boss here now.
Pamangkin ko.
Dude, this guy has fucking playing cards. He's got vitamins. Hold up. Is that fucking Costco? Is that Kirkland vitamins?
Ito dahil
We were
sa-
having an argument over property,
Tapos
and the whole family thought I was the problem.
ano ba yung pamangkin
They
ko
wanted
yan,
me to die real soon so that they could get the land.
patay dahil sa...
So I saved my own life. I had to kill my nephew. It was self-defense.
Yun ang dahilan.
Holy crap. This guy, dude, this Vitali guy fucked around in an absolute PvP server. That's actually unreal.
No verdict has yet been returned, and the president is waiting.
Hold up, what?
No
Oh.
verdict has yet been
He's the fucking king.
returned, and the president is waiting. But he is waiting with privileges
Wait, he has
that
a
no one
phone?
else has.
He has a
President is
phone?
waiting. But he is waiting
Oh my god, it is Kirkland. Guys, it's confirmed. It's actually Kirkland vitamins. Like, for real.
with privileges that no one else has. He uses his status to operate a lucrative barter operation. He gives prisoners money, and in return, they give him televisions, cell phones, a custom-built bed, things that are technically prohibited.
If you think about it, though, it's actually such a genius system. Because, like, now you have, like, actual prison people that are, like, in the prison that are willing to, like, cooperate with the guards. And it's in their best interest to maintain the status quo, right?
No one messes with the president and his marshals. Even the guards leave the most important job to the marshals, locking down the cells. It's 5 p.m., and about 2,000 prisoners have to be put back behind bars. Those who don't obey,
Chase Yojimbo says this would make for an amazing campaign. It totally would.
the club, or the power of the president, a system that seems to work, based on respect and fear. The guards rely on the hierarchy that rules the jail. There'd be no way to keep the mass of prisoners under control otherwise. One level below the marshals in the hierarchy are the cell leaders. They count the prisoners again. No one can go missing. The newbie is starting to understand how the prison works. The guards must do only one small job: lock the cell doors and leave the jail. The prisoners spend the next 12 hours behind bars. The struggle for survival begins. A struggle for space, for air to breathe. There is no access to food or water. The prisoners must persevere in one of the most overcrowded jails.
Man.
A prison built for 600 inmates. At the moment, 3 times that number are behind bars here.
Dude,
About
and this
70
is a tropical climate, and it's just open bar prisons, max humidity, like tropical climate with a lot of body heat in the area and sweat. Oh my god, dude.
people, occupying about 100 square meters. The average temperatures are tropical, humid, 35 degrees centigrade. Hardly anyone can sleep. They just have to wait it out, to distract themselves, to get through another night, to survive. For the newbie in extreme situation, it's Ronnie's first night behind bars.
It's unbelievably hot. I can't breathe. I feel claustrophobic. I don't know how I'll make it.
The 35-year-old has
Man.
no choice. He must persevere.
Vitali's gonna feel 100 times worse because he's not used to this. Yeah, definitely, because the people here are acclimated to the actual temperature, at least, right? Like the outside temperature, like they've been here all their lives, right? This guy hasn't. So you can imagine, like, this guy's used to luxury air conditioning, man.
His 4 children.
And, like, he's gonna have to put up with, like, the smell. Like, he probably doesn't know what that's like either. A lot of these dudes probably lived in slums, right? I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them probably did. And they're like, you know, probably nasty smells probably doesn't affect them. But, like, for him, dude, man.
And his wife were
Thank you for the bits, Miss Blackfire. I'm not gonna lie, this is beyond inhumane. You don't even treat criminals this way. Imagine if you're still a piece of candy, then you end up here, man.
on the outside. Night falls. Darkness settles over the jail. All the prisoners are behind bars, except for one group of people that is allowed to move around at night. The privileged few, El Presidente and his entourage.
Just fucking walk around the jail whenever they want.
In their eyes, this class distinction is totally normal.
Pantay-pantay man. Ako lang kasi
Everyone is treated equally here.
Dude, he better hope that he has some money stashed away, Vitaly, that like he can basically try to get on like this dude's good side or whoever this the equivalent of this dude is at his jail, right? Oh my
Everyone
god.
but me, that is.
Pati ang kuan, depende na yan kasi
I have a special status,
pantay-pantay ang
but all
treatment,
others
pero
are
ang
under my
pagkain
supervision
minsan,
and are
kung
equal.
may kaya-kaya, sila ang nagluluto.
Equality, clearly everyone defines it differently. One thing is certain, those who get on the president's good side escape the overcrowding.
When I got here in 2002, I wanted people to trust me. So, I followed the rules. Worked hard to earn the trust of the guards.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're basically rewarding good behavior, right?
And the president.
So if you act like an asshole, then you're stuck in the fucking cage, right? And you start in the cage so you know what it's like.
It wasn't easy. I had to work hard to get their attention.
An unfair game, one that almost 2,000 prisoners can only sit and watch. But how did the jail get so inhumanly overcrowded in the first place?
Yep.
The reason is President Duterte's war on drugs.
There it is, the guy, the freaking drug dealer killer guy.
The Philippines. Duterte wants to clean the country up in a drastic way. Over a period of 6 months, he had 4,000 drug dealers murdered in broad daylight.
Wanted dead or alive. Holy shit.
The country has become a police state. Out of simple fear of being killed in 2017,
He pulled like an El Salvador, but even crazier. He went like El Salvador, except except lethal allowed.
about 1 million drug dealers turned themselves into the police. And every day the president throws hundreds of people.
Wait, did he say that? Wait, what? They turned themselves in because they didn't want to get shot. Holy fuck.
Simple fear of being killed in 2017, about 1 million drug dealers turned themselves in.
Holy fuck, they turned themselves in because they didn't want to get shot by this dude. Holy fuck.
The police. And every day the president throws hundreds of people behind bars. The prisons are bursting at the seams. But the Filipino justice system is not prepared in the least to deal with so many people. With over 700,000 pending trials and only 1,600 lawyers, a verdict can take years. Years in which...
Well, the thing is, too, is like prisons are really expensive, right? Prisons are really expensive, and like a lot of like countries that aren't like super rich don't have the money to do like nice air conditioned prisons where everybody gets a cell, right? Like we think about that in America, but like think about the living conditions of the people that live here in this country. The average person, you know, obviously there's rich people that live in this country as well, but think about, you know, the average person and like the pictures that you saw and the video that you saw, it's not the same as it is in America, right? So, you know, obviously America has more money to like have prisons that are much more well equipped.
The prisoners in South Cotabato.
So like, you know, we judge it and we say like, wow, look at these conditions. They're fucking terrible. Well, comparatively to like how the average person lives as well, it's like, what do you expect?
Jail must wait in suspense. Ronnie has now made it through at least one night.
He did it. Our boy did
It was
it.
hot and long. I didn't really sleep at all. I always thought of my family, that they're out there all alone, without me.
It's the following morning, 5 a.m. As a newbie, Ronnie is not yet allowed outside with the others. He has to wait and returns in his thoughts to his wife and children. He's not the only one with such thoughts here. Many are plagued by them, including Janelle Berges.
Let's talk about thank you for the bits. That's fair. It's incredibly expensive to actually have humane prisons, and it takes a huge amount of resources. Yeah, they simply don't have it, probably. That's probably why the system exists, because, again, they only have, like, 5 guards. So, like, it's probably why they were like, okay, like, listen, like, whoever, like, the big dick at the jail, like, we're going to give you, like, a nice room, and then, get some enforcers, and then you guys have special privileges, right? It's, like, a way to use positive incentive to, like, create control, right? Because that's all they have, right? I feel like this happens a lot where it's hard for people to really think about, like, kind of remove themselves from, like, their own context, right? Of, like, you live in, like, America, right? You think about America and you don't really think about how the rest of the world exists. And it's the same thing for other countries. They'll be the same. They'll have the exact same thing, right? And that's why we have a lot of cases where people nowadays are trying to, like, look back on the past and, like, try to cast judgment on the past without understanding, like, what the conditions were back then, right? It's the same people that would look at this and be like, wow, this is, like, so fucking inhumane. Like, this is awful. Like, look how they treat people. And it's like, if you can't, like, remove yourself from your own point of reference and like switch your point of view to, like, how things are different in that completely different place, then I can see how you can arrive to that conclusion. Rognar, thank you for the bits. So the problem is that there was a man was so good at bringing order back that they simply didn't have the prison capacity to accommodate for the sheer volume of criminals. 4,000 dead drug dealers into 1 million less criminals into the streets. That place is definitely much nicer to live in now, says Rognar. I mean, I'd believe it, honestly. And this is like the same thing with El Salvador, right? Where a lot of people will look at El Salvador and like, wow, like they like rounded up people in the streets. And like, if they even had like a tattoo that was like a gang tattoo, like they just got instantly arrested. Right. And you look at that and, oh, look at these inhumane prisons where they march people out, like, their heads down and everything, like there's no dignity. And you think about that and people will say like, oh, this is so fucking awful. But then the people of El Salvador love Bukele. Like they love him because like now their lives are better. The law-abiding people, their lives are better, right?
The 35-year-old has been imprisoned for 5 years for running a con. He is accused of embezzlement and defrauding customers. He acted out of necessity to help his family scrape by.
So many happened in my life. I realized that
Thank you so much for the bits, Jace. Remove your point of view. My mother, who is an ex-history teacher, had to constantly remind me students to do this when looking at history. Okay, that's not to say like you look at something historically and like for instance, like if you were to like take slavery, for instance, right? I'm not saying to like shift your point of view and then be like, oh, wow. So if I lived in that time, yeah, like then I thought that slavery was right. Therefore it is right. Like obviously that's not the case, right? But like, you have to understand like how people lived back then or how people lived in like whatever various eras throughout history and the actions that people took, why they took them. And I think that's the important thing about history is being able to do that and then understand why these things happened. Because if you only have your own frame of reference, there's no way you could possibly understand why a certain thing happened. So if something bad happens in history and we're able to shift our point of reference to that time and that culture and that place, we can more understand why it happened and prevent it from happening. Does that make sense? That's why history is so important. And if all you do is teach that, oh, like, it was bad and all of the people were evil back then, you don't understand why they thought it was good, right? And the understanding of like how they rationalize something so evil as being good, that's the part you must understand in the future in order to prevent the tragedy from occurring again. Apparently nuanced thinking like that makes you a Nazi. Yeah, that's why, yeah.
it's very sad because we have 3 children waiting for me.
And see, the thing is you hear a story like this, like that's really sad. Like he defrauded a bunch of people because it was a necessity to live, right? But then if you let everyone do that, then there's no order, right? You have to punish crimes. You have to. Leaflit VTuber philosopher. I'm not that good, to be honest, Burn Knowles. I just think about stuff a lot.
This is my song of my son.
What would I do without your smart mouth? Throwing me in you, kicking me out. Got my head spinning, no kidding. It can pin you down.
For Janelle, it's above all the desperation,
Real.
the waiting that makes
It's that kind of thinking, Leaflit. It's why it feels like we have been so stagnant. Are some people just incapable of doing that? Like, see, this is one thing I think about all the time. Like, is it because we don't teach people how to do that? Or is it because some people are literally incapable of simulation? You know, like maybe there's a certain amount of capacity that you need to simulate in order to actually shift your frame of reference. There might be like a certain level of stats that you need in order to do that. And it's possible that like a large majority of humanity simply lacks those stats. What do you guys think? Do you think it's a lack of stats or do you think it's a lack of education? You think it's a little bit of both? Both, really? Yeah, it could be.
jail so hard. Meanwhile, he has arrived at the middle of the hierarchy. That means he is allowed to cook and prepare food with others that they bought themselves. Everything is done under the watchful eye of the marshals, of course, and of the president. Still, knives and sharp objects are allowed. No one rations the portions, but all this requires money for chicken, fish, or rice, or generous visitors. That's why Janelle pools together with a few of his fellow prisoners. As they say, a problem shared is a problem.
Oh, they form like little groups, like little parties in the prison. They like work together. They get like money and like food and shit. Then they cook their own food and shit. Like making their own vegetable stuff. Holy crap. Isn't this so interesting? Like it's so different. Like this prison culture is completely different. I mean, some things are the same, but like just the structure is kind of crazy.
Others vegetables.
Mahirap.
Others oil.
Hindi naman siguro mahirap, pero may iba naman tao dito na.
It's very difficult to survive on your own here.
Siguro okay lang sila, pero sa amin.
You're often sad.
Hindi kayang.
Thank you, Miss Blackfire. Thank you.
Kailangan
And then you
talaga.
just sit in your cell.
Kailangan talaga ng
You
kaibigan.
eat the food they ration out.
Yep.
Doon ka lang.
And without friends, you've got no one to talk to about your problems.
Problem lang lahat.
About the waiting
Hearing mo, yung
and
pamilya mo sa
the
labas.
abiding hope for
Yun lang
freedom.
ang iniisip mo. That's why
You go crazy.
sa habang
Psychologically, the situation is unbelievably difficult.
And no one can escape from the situation.
Oh, they got coconuts up there. They can take those and eat them.
Above all, the newbie. Ronnie is under constant observation.
Dude, look at that water. Oh my
He's not
god.
prohibited from cooking his own food, but he has to earn the privilege first,
Oh, you can't even cook your own food.
with cleaning duty. At least that lets him spend some time outside. Can he enjoy some fresh air? In jail? No chance.
It stinks. Disgusting.
Dude, that water looks so fucked up.
At least I'm outside and can move around, even if the work's degrading.
They're cleaning the shitters.
Ronnie knows he can't sink any lower.
They don't even have soap or anything, dude. They literally have nasty well water and freaking stick brooms.
He has to follow the rules, for he's never alone in here. Everyone sees him, sees every misstep. And every misstep is punished with food deprivation.
Oh man.
Come on. Get up. Get in line.
9 a.m. Mealtime is the high point of the day for newbies and the low-status prisoners. A bowl of rice with vegetables. The next one won't come for several hours.
Oh, that's it.
And they eat in the dark cells of South Cotabato Jail.
They have like these freaking Tupperwares. Wait, what did they get for food? So this is like the basic bitch food. Like, what did they get? Rice? And what? couldn't even see
prison
it.
that is not only
Yeah, but what kind of
drastically
veggies?
overcrowded, it is also overshadowed by a hopelessness that affects everyone, no matter where they stand in the hierarchy, regardless of
Dude,
whether
they're playing freaking like checkers with a freaking bottle
they
caps.
can move freely, play basketball, or do something else. It's all just a distraction from the waiting, from the constant hope and disappointment. Almost no one here has been convicted. Almost all are awaiting a verdict. Hearings do take place every month, and with them lingers the hope that one's own turn will come, one's own turn to be free. But waiting for a trial and a verdict can last years, sometimes decades,
Man.
if it ever comes to trial.
So this is what they were saying about how Vitaly is probably going to have 2 years before he can even do anything, before he even like gets like to trial. That's crazy.
Those here the longest have been waiting for over 15 years. A psychological strain that not everyone can withstand. In 5 years, Janelle has already been summoned to a hearing 23 times, and every time it's been postponed. Every time the court was overcrowded. He wishes he could turn back time, give back the money he stole. The worst part about it, his wife is only a few meters away from him, also behind bars, in the wing for women, as an accessory to his fraud.
Sa totoo lang, ma'am, wala naman siyang kasalanan.
It's all my
Kaya ako
fault.
may kasalanan.
My mistake.
Damay lang yung asawa ko eh.
Man.
Siyempre, ang kasalanan ko sa niya
It
kasi
hurts every day
nadamay ko
to
siya.
know that my
Hindi lang
wife
isang buwan na
is behind
nakakulong.
bars
5
for
years
my
na.
mistake.
Holy
Walang
They're
crap.
both imprisoned.
Kailan kami dito?
And what hurts even more is the thought of my
Lalo
children.
na pag may magbalita.
My wife can't see them and can't take care of them. Our children are alone when they have problems. We can't help them. We can't contact them. Can't even give them moral support. I can't do anything but wait. I miss my family so much.
Mahirap dalhin dito.
I can't take it anymore.
Talaga.
They said it was fraud, right? Fraud?
Janelle and his wife are separated by less than 300 meters. Loveland Bejes is also behind bars in South Cotabato
Wait, do
Jail.
they have a girl
The
boss?
reason?
Do they have a girl boss?
She is accused of having known about her husband's fraud. They are allowed to see each other once a week, but they hardly ever see their children. They live too far away, are poor, and can't afford the trip to the jail. The other women are in a situation similar to Loveland. Most are in jail for abusing drugs and prostitution because of the fast money and the hope of somehow escaping poverty. But that desperation has driven them into an even deeper futility, into a hopeless waiting. A jail in which desperation, frustration, and the struggle for survival live side by side in the smallest space possible.
Dude, this Vitaly guy
Up to
is so
100
cooked.
prisoners at a time are stuck
Because
into cells.
all the people in the jail are gonna freaking hate him. Well, I can see it playing out two ways. One, either they like him a lot because he has a lot of money and like he can make some promises and be like, "Hey man, like you be nice to me, like I'll hook you up. Like when I get out of here, when I get out of here, I have a ton of money and like I'll give you some money, right? Like either that or they fucking hate the hell out of him. And this guy's super cooked.
The size of shoeboxes.
What do you guys think? You think he's gonna do that? You think he's gonna try to leverage that he has money and he's gonna be like, guys, I have a lot of money. Like hook me up and I'll hook you up when I get out of here. Because I know because my money is like comparatively like worth more in value in terms of buying power that I can get you whatever and like hook you up when I get out of here. Do you think he's gonna do that? Yeah, probably.
Overcrowding and nerve-wracking waiting on the daily fare. Privacy? No chance. And the hope of being released is zero. That's why South Cotabato Jail is one of the toughest prisons in the world. It is a massive undertaking for the guards, a huge mass of people that can
Yeah, I guess that's true. It depends on his ego and if he's able to keep that in check.
barely be managed, that rules itself. Rodrigo Baludio uses the last power play at his disposal. Time for a so-called Greyhound, a surprise inspection of the cells.
There's nothing to see here. Go away from the fence. And you all, get out here. Go on, get up. Get
What are they
out.
looking for?
Faster, faster. Hurry up.
About once a month, the cells and their inmates are inspected by 6 guards each.
That has a
They know
fan.
they can't stop the smuggling of contraband, but they can at least minimize it. Strictly forbidden are above all guns and knives. Everything that is dangerous or even lethal. Baludio is not surprised to find something right away. And now comes the hardest part of the job.
Oh, what did you find? Oh, a shank. A crafted. It's like some fucking rust shank.
We confiscate everything that's not allowed in the cells and try to find out who it belongs to. This person will be punished. The problem is finding the owner, as no one admits it.
All the same, Baludio's team gives its best effort. Every corner of the cell is searched, no matter how disgusting it is.
Oh my god, dude.
It stinks in here like old urine, but it's my job.
Ugh.
This is part of the job.
Except for visiting days, the prisoners are forbidden to have contact with the outside world.
Cellphone.
But that other guy has a cell phone. The freaking president guy.
Isolate namin siya. Walang pribileyo.
If we find out who the phone belongs to, he won't be allowed to have any more visitors and will be put in solitary confinement.
I found another one, a smartphone with no password.
Oh, he had no password. What the fuck, dude? Oh, you have a phone with no password.
The guards are in luck. If they find the owner, they'll finally have the upper hand and can set an example by punishing him severely, and thus win some respect.
He's been texting.
I'm not sure, but I think he's in this cell.
We'll check.
Baludio definitely wants to identify the prisoner. He knows that the searchers are just a drop in the bucket, but they have no hope of winning the struggle.
Oh man.
There are too few of them to keep all the cells in check. But
Yeah,
every
the selfies were fucking hilarious.
find
Yeah.
and every punishment means a tiny bit more
sorry.
authority in one of the toughest prisons in the world. Authority that Ronnie also feels. He quickly learns whom he has to respect. Even the 1 hour a day he gets to spend outside is not for free.
Why don't you move over? Let him sit down.
Oh, there, he got money.
More.
Everything costs money, even air to breathe. Ranil is fleeced for every cent. There's a
Man.
logic to it. He shouldn't have anything anymore, except respect for others and fear.
Man.
I can't take it here. I can't stand all the people.
Sending
Inside, I
new
can't
DMs his
breathe.
favorite VTuber sweater.
And outside, I'm not myself. And all this because I got in a fight with a cashier.
Man.
Ranil says that he got in a fight over money with a cashier while on drugs. And her boyfriend
Okay, well
pulled a knife.
that's an important part, is that he was also on drugs.
Ranil had to defend himself.
Did you kill him?
I wish it hadn't happened. I'd never react that way again in the future. I have a family, and whenever I think of them, I wonder why I defended myself. Why I didn't just let myself get killed. Because I have no idea how to survive in here.
Man. Oh no, the shirt.
Survival. That's the goal of every one of the inmates in one of the world's most overcrowded prisons. Some live a life of oppression, while others are rulers of the jail.
I mean, even like the jail rulers got they got a job to do too, right?
Still, today is the one day a week everyone waits for, that has great meaning for everyone, because everyone needs Visiting Day.
Sir, there are 2 new visitors here.
Every Saturday, family and friends can visit the prisoners for 3 hours.
Damn.
The government calls Visiting Day an accommodation in return for how long the prisoners have to wait for a trial. Officially, the visitors can bring anything they want, as long as it's not dangerous. Food, money, clothing.
Oh, that's how they get the money. Oh my God, dude, that sucks. So like you're super poor and your loved one is in jail, and the only way for them to like have a less of a bad time in jail is if you bring them shit. Dude, that sucks. They have to give them like money so that they can survive, right?
As much of it as they want. For the guards, it's the most difficult and stressful day of the week. Secretly, they know they can't check everything, but they at least try to find contraband, knives, guns, cell phones. Anything lethal or that provides contact to the outside world has to stay outside.
We try not to miss anything, but certain situations make it easy to smuggle things in. These days are always so hectic. None of us is perfect, of course. But
dude, this guy has a freaking combat shirt. I have one of those.
We do our best.
2 of them, actually.
That's why it's not only objects that get searched. Each visitor is also thoroughly frisked.
Give me the fish and go into the booth.
Dude, it's just fish. Like actual fish. Like they caught fish and then they... Those are tilapias, it looks like.
Anyone caught trying to smuggle something in is put on a list. The next time it happens, the person loses permission to visit.
I mean, why bring a knife though? You don't really need contraband, right? All you need is like money and like lots of good food. Like freaking delicious food, right? Like if you brought them like some delicious food to cook and stuff, like that would be, you could probably trade that with other people for like huge stuff, right? Yeah, like imagine if you brought them Jollibees, dude. You could probably barter that for like, you know, big privileges.
Lucy and Sarah visit their father in prison every Saturday.
You should get a Pokemon Go shirt.
He's been in the overcrowded jail for 6 months on a charge of attempted murder. As with everyone, it's unclear what really happened, how long he'll be here, and if he'll ever get out again at all. But one thing is certain: his family needs him. And
they get like they got some nice tables. They get to eat and stuff.
He needs his family.
That's so sad, dude. That's so sad. They don't even let you do. Wait, do they let you do this in American prisons? They don't do this, right? Isn't it like a lot more strict? Like you don't you have like a glass between you and stuff? I don't know. Depends on the prison.
My family's love,
right.
Even though I'm inside here. They know I'm a victim. They stand by me. I'm happy they visit me every week.
I need my husband. I'm all alone with the kids. I hope he gets justice soon.
It's a brief moment of happiness, but still, it's a positive emotion behind bars.
Man.
Joy, but under supervision. The supervision of the marshals and of the president, of course. Are they maintaining order, or do they want to see what's changing hands?
True.
At least today, they're giving their inferiors a small sense of freedom.
Look what I brought you, Dad.
Did she catch? Hold on. That's kind of cute. That's kind of cute, but also kind of sad. The daughter caught a fucking sparrow, put it in a fucking bottle, and then gave it to her dad as a gift. And she's like, look what I caught you. Man. Yeah, you could eat that. Let me see what kind of bird it is.
Dad.
Oh, yeah, you can totally eat that. I've eaten one of those before. Well, I don't know about that exact bird, but I've eaten a sparrow before. It wasn't very good. It was pretty nasty. I'm gonna be real. Wasn't that good.
In the Philippines,
I had it in Japan, in Kyoto. I think in Kyoto, I had a grilled sparrow. It wasn't that good.
Around 70% of children grow up without both parents.
It was too bony.
Lack of money drives fathers to work far from home in big cities, or they resort to crime. And criminals land in the endless holding pattern of the country's jails, like South Cotabato Jail. Here, the wish for freedom is and remains for most prisoners just that.
Wait, that bird is just chilling.
A wish.
What?
Visitors, gifts, and above all, money to buy everything behind
Maybe they wing clipped it.
bars they need to survive. Many prisoners can only stand by and watch. Visiting day
Oh my god, dude, they're so mad.
shows them what they don't have.
Man, that sucks. Yeah, if you don't have any family, like nobody cares about you, then what do? You don't get any like good food and, you know.
Some are resigned to their fate. But Romeo Gomez tries to be creative. He carves and builds little houses, which he sells on visiting day to earn at least a little money. He himself never has visitors.
Dude, that is like some next level mental fortitude. Holy shit. He carved like a freaking little house. The hustle's real.
One single person has visited him in 15 years.
It's because of my case. It all began when I developed a good relationship with my niece. We were very close, and the family was happy that I took care of her. Until this unexpected thing happened. The family immediately cast me out. They said, now you're on your own.
That wasn't subtitled, but I heard it. Oh my god.
You're on your own. We don't care what happens to you.
He hasn't been convicted by a court, but his family has condemned him. Even inside the walls
was it 12 years old ago? I don't know. I don't know the rest of the shit that he said. I don't know the rest of the shit that he
jail,
said.
no one wants anything to do with him. He lives in the somewhat more spacious wing for
Any Filipinos in chat? What did he say? Did he say that she was 12? Man.
years, and he survives only on the daily food rations and begging.
It's a daily struggle. No one comes and brings me toothpaste or soap. I can't count on anyone. So I go around every day and ask the others for things. Sometimes I also sell my food ration to get some money.
No one in the jail sympathizes with Romeo Gomez.
Man. If he was in an American prison, don't they fucking beat the shit out of you for that?
The case of Loveland Berges, however, who was only an accomplice but is being punished like drug dealers, murderers, and rapists, seems unfair, pointless. Being separated from her children breaks her heart. But at least she gets to see her husband on visiting day.
I'm nervous before every meeting. I'm always happy to see him. But above all, I hope each time that our children will come visit us, it would be a nice surprise. Sadly, it happens very rarely.
It is hope that helps Loveland persevere behind bars. The hope of one day seeing her children again. The meetings with her husband Janelle are the high point of the week, and yet it is always an inner struggle to forgive him, to not blame him for her situation.
Thanks for cooking.
You're welcome.
Oh my God, she's like cooking for her husband in jail. Like they're both in jail and she's still cooking for him. Holy shit. And then it was like even like kind of his fault that she's in there, but like she's still cooking for him. Man. That's like a, dude, that's like a ride or die waifu. Like, holy fuck.
Let us pray.
Lord, thank you.
Dear Lord, we thank you for this food.
Man.
Thank you for protecting us in this situation, for always being there for us. We ask you to keep giving us strength. Take care of our children, our family. Protect them and us. Thank you for giving us so much strength. Amen.
Man, dude.
It's bizarre what happens behind bars here, but sometimes...
Yeah, they didn't have money, so then they probably misrepresented something in their business, like probably sold something incorrectly or something like that. Yeah.
Surprises happen, even in jail.
They are the visitor.
My mother-in-law.
Man, the situations people live in, man, it's crazy. Can you imagine if this was your life, chat? Oh, dude.
I am so happy. If only my wish came true and such things happened every day. I really want to talk to them daily, to be in contact with the outside world, to see my children. But seeing my in-laws is also wonderful. I am so thankful and happy.
But still, it is a short moment of happiness. If and when Loveland and Janelle will ever be released, if they will ever be allowed to go home again, no one knows. Almost none of the 1,618 prisoners. Almost all are waiting for a hearing. Officially, the marshal has a court appearance next month, but will it take place? The president has already given up hope. He doesn't even try anymore to get a hearing. Still, his powerful status gives him a good life.
Wait, is he raising those chickens to eat them?
A life Romeo Gomez will never lead. He will probably always be alone, without hope of release.
I mean, to be fair, the crime was kind of fucked up. To be fair.
And Ronnie Dumagit, the newbie, he has to accept that from now on, South Cotabato Jail is his new home. Ranil has good prospects for a hearing soon, but if it
what was his name? It was like Romeo something. I don't know.
Is unclear.
In the last few days, I've tried to fit in. But it seems like it only gets harder and harder every day. I never would have imagined a life like this.
It is above all the uncertainty that scares him so much. A hopeless situation that puts dangerous thoughts in his head.
I think a lot about how to get out of here. I don't even think about my family anymore. There's just one thought in my head. Escape. Getting out of here.
Dude, they probably shoot people.
As fast as possible. I wish I could just escape from this whole situation.
The
35-year-old Filipino doesn't want to accept what lies ahead. The hardest period in his life is only just beginning. A period in which he's all on his own. A life behind bars. In one of the toughest prisons in the world. South Cotabato Jail.
Man, that's so crazy. That's what Vitaly's looking at right now. He fucked around on the wrong server.